Nice.
Beautiful, we're live. I have a very special guest with me this morning, Kela Hall, and it is about passion, it is about energy, and it is about manifestation. And today, my vision that I want to take with Kela is exactly that, the manifestation of who Kela is. Go.
I like it. Wow. Well, hi Facebook.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we are live. So when you ask me,
Yes.
who am I, or like sort of like
Yes.
what does manifestation means to me? I think that manifestation means that whatever you are internally, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all of that stuff shows up and it comes out in the things that we do. It comes out in our work. It comes out in our relationships, good or bad. It comes out in our families. And I'm just excited to be able to be in a space where I am 100% me.
This is so hard to do. It's easy to say, but what you do is you have so much bravery. You have so much bravery to declare your presence. And I think this is something so inspiring for all of us to see. And my wish is with you today is to tell us what you do so we know.
Okay. I do so much.
You do so much.
I really do. And you know, for a long time, I tried to put myself in a box because we all do.
Well,
we all should put ourselves in a box.
those that did not, they lie.
They're lying, right?
They say they did not, they lie.
Yeah. And it's like people say, oh, well, you know, you got to narrow it or you got to find what your focus is. I don't believe that.
People do say that, and they say it to me.
But I don't believe that.
I don't.
This is who I am. I have
only one life. Only
in
one
real life?
life. We have
Yeah.
only one life to live.
Yes, it's very
There
true.
are no other lives
That's
that
true.
we can
that we know of.
that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of for certain.
This is it.
This is it.
So what's your life? Tell us what's your life. There are so many. I know that you're so passionate about equality for women.
Absolutely.
You're so passionate about leadership.
Yes.
Empowering the youth.
Yes. That's very important to me.
I know that you've been working on the documentary.
Yes,
the
Discovering
movement.
You. So it's Discovering You,
Okay.
actually. Yes, Discovering You is a piece that me and my husband co-created. It literally manifested out of our minds. I remember my daughter was 1 month old. It was 2015, and all of our family they came and went because we're from Detroit, but we live in Seattle. And at that point, we were thinking, like, how do we really change the game? How do we really change the game? We're both creators. We're both educators. But how do we really take what we believe in and how do we push that out to the community? And so we sat there and we literally thought about Discovering You because for a long time, and I think a lot of us do this, but I know for sure I did. I was so concerned about pleasing other people.
We all do.
I was so concerned about fitting in a box.
We all do.
I was so afraid to be my higher self and my best self.
Yes.
And something magical happened when I became pregnant with my daughter back in 2014. I decided that I was no longer going to live by anybody else's rules and what anyone else thought I should be. And I said, well, you know what? Literally, I got laid off from a job.
Enlightenment.
The enlightenment came down. Literally.
Like, I have to do it.
Yeah.
I have one life, and this is what I'm doing. Wow.
Yeah, well, as that baby was growing in me, and I think once
the
I
life
found out,
was growing.
Yeah, the life. And when I found out she was a girl, I just never saw myself being a mother of a daughter. I just didn't. And I thought, I'll have a son and I'll be done. One and done. That was my thing. And then when I found out it was a girl, I knew that it was going to be essential to really be able to go after my passion. And I have many passions, like many of us do.
Sure.
And I said that I need to get into the world of communications for real, on whatever that means.
Get the message out.
Yeah.
Get your message, whatever it is. Like, you have the message, you have the...
And not just my message, but your message. And Jennifer's message. And the people who don't have the opportunity to actually speak out. To speak out. For themselves.
I see.
The women who are being beat by their husbands.
Sold.
The little boys that are being raped.
Yes.
The people who are living a lie, right? Just for the public eye. All those people being able just to be a vehicle for them to communicate their messages. The women who are really leading our country, who are leading our states, that was important to me. And I had to stop being afraid to be me. And that's what happened. And from there, it's just been a domino effect. And then the right people have come on board. Some of the wrong people have come on board.
Sure.
And I'm grateful for them too, because you learn lessons about yourself when you're working with people.
Along as you go on your own.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. And for a long time, I was a cross country runner.
Wow.
And so for anybody that has run cross country, it's a journey. And you have to really get to know yourself. You don't have a choice because you're out there in the field and you're part of a team.
All those challenges that might come
All those challenges that might come up. You're going up and down hills just like life.
Of course.
And then if you don't get past that finish line, your team will not place. And so I say that, I feel like I'm losing myself a little bit, but not really. I say that to say that at the end of the day, that like this life is, it is about Kela too. But it's not just about me. It's about everybody else.
You're a vehicle.
I'm a vehicle. I've always been a connector.
You have to be healthy.
You got to be healthy. And you got to take care of yourself.
Yes.
And
because you are the vehicle.
We are.
For others.
We are. It's like an engine.
Yes.
You have to keep it well oiled.
You have to keep it,
you got to keep it well oiled in order for that engine to keep going. Yes. But I remember, when I made that decision to do what I wanted to do, I was scared. And
of course.
Yeah, I was.
That's a natural thing.
Yeah, I was scared. And I hid myself in education for 10 years just because, some personal things that happened while I was in college and I didn't want to be able to face those things. And so I hid myself in education. I made great money. But I was like, you know what?
This is time.
It's time. And I'm happy I went into education because now I'm able to take that and bridge those gaps. Yeah. And education's important to all of us. And I'm not just talking about in the classroom.
Yes.
That's only part of it.
Just part
as you know, being a professor yourself.
Yes. Yes.
That's only
just part of it. Part of the journey.
Small piece of it. You learn so much more outside the classroom. And it made me respect the way I was raised. It made me respect the good and the bad of my upbringing because I learned so much outside of the classroom and being able to take that into the classroom. And now I'm going to my second year of teaching at Bellevue College. I'm a marketing professor.
Right.
I enjoy it. And I was mad. I didn't want to go teaching. I'm like, why do I have to go teach? And I was only doing it just for the paycheck at first. But I have met so many brilliant people by teaching. I have learned so much from them. And now I'm able to take them into my crazy world.
Being a part of your journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your journey.
Yeah.
Wow. And then it's coming up, the
conference. Yay!
Conference. Tell me a little more about it.
So Women on the Rise is a movement. It's an initiative. And when I first wrote it out, I was thinking a lot about myself and how I could capitalize on it. And
because it is part of it, it's manifestation of who you are.
That's true.
It is manifestation, and you manifesting it into the physical world. So it has to be
a part of you and who you are.
It has to be you first, and then that fire, and then that you ignite that fire out into the world.
And that's
a manifestation through that. Leadership, it's leadership.
It
right?
is.
Leadership, motivational leadership, connecting many industries, I think.
And you know what? I used to get upset. I always heard that. Oh, she's a leader. And I'm like, what the heck do they mean? They'll say, this person's smart, this person's intelligent, and they'll just call me a leader. And I would hear that in my career over and over again. I would get so pissed off. Like, what does that mean? Like, you can't break down to me what I am. What do you mean by she's a leader? And I get it now. Because, like, it's something that's so vast, leadership is, and leadership could be quiet sometimes, and sometimes leadership needs to be loud.
I see leadership, if I may, to say leadership is a light. You are the light.
Yeah.
Enlightenment. You bring knowledge to people so they can see.
Exactly. You don't have to be the smartest
person
in the room.
No.
Yeah, you don't have to be smart.
No, you don't. Yes.
You don't have to know everything to be a real leader.
No.
And
but
leadership is
in
courageous.
your way.
Yeah.
In your way, you show people your knowledge,
right?
Your experience, and therefore you motivate them and empower them.
Wow. Well, thank you.
That's what you do. So
the conference, yes.
Conference. Tell me more about it.
I brought that up because you said it's called Women on the Rise Leadership Conference. It's a gala. It's a lot of things, and even in that, people were saying you're trying to do too much. No, I am not. No, I am not. And you know what?
Nobody has done it before.
No one's done it before. And
so that's why they say, oh, it's too much. No, it's not.
And I'm going to call her out. Her name's Sherry Williams from Swedish Hospital, and she doesn't know how much life she gave me yesterday. She said, I can't come to your event. She said, but I'm going to tell you something. You guys are doing something right. She said, this is an interactive conference. She said,
I love it.
She said, interactive. Yeah, I didn't think of that. She's like, you have
interactive conference.
A documentary. You have politicians there. You have mothers there with their daughters. You have fathers there with their sons. You have Comcast, Life Enrichment Group. Shout out to Monica Matthews. She was one of our largest sponsors. She's a small organization just like us. Bruce Williams, University of Phoenix. You know, the school I graduated from with my both of my master's degrees. All of these companies, Comcast, SAG-AFTRA. I'm forgetting some of them because there's so many. BECU. All these organizations, they believed in our vision, and even they gave a small dollar amount. Because of them, that's the reason why we're able to hold
this
interactive conference. This is our second year.
This is the second year.
But our 5th conference. So technically, back in 2014, we did a conference, but we didn't know it was called Women on the Rise. Sure.
And
you want to know who was there with
us?
us? University of Phoenix.
Ooh.
University of Phoenix was there with us in the very beginning, and we planned that conference in 5 weeks. And we had 2 mayors show up. We had Angela Jones and Tennille Jeffrey Simmons, women that I love, I respect, leaders that flew over from Spokane to Seattle within just a few weeks, paid for their own plane tickets, and they were a part of that conference. Tawana Fields Franklin, another leader that I respect, she brought her girls, and she helped me to understand, she didn't even know this, but she helped me to understand the importance of having that youth in the room. So that's really how some of the youth stuff developed.
That's the future.
Yeah, they're the future.
Youth is our future.
So shout out to Ladies First. And this conference is going to be interactive. It's going to be fun. We have we received 4 proclamations: Seattle, Renton, Kent, and Tequila. And I'm proud of those because when you get proclamated, it's an achievement. And the city of Seattle, the city of Renton, the city of Kent, the city of Tequila is saying that September the 15th is Women on the Rise.
I see.
So we are essentially a day. And it's not
women in a rise.
Women on a rise.
On a rise.
Yes. And with our men allies being there to be able to support this movement. You talked about equity with me earlier.
Yes.
Equity is important. It's extremely important. And you know what? The fact that we started engaging with the men has helped me understand even more so the reason why equity is important. A lot of our, as a matter of fact, 5 of our interns are men. And one of them said, 5 out of the 8.
Ooh.
So that's more than 60% are men.
That's good.
I don't know if people know that.
Wow.
And a lot of them said, one guy, Gurpreet, he said, I don't know, no, it was Brian actually. He said, I have a little sister. And so I want my little sister to be able to take care of herself. I want her to be able to be financially responsible. I want her to be able to have the same opportunities that I have. And so that right there is equity. And a lot of times, equity and pay doesn't have anything to do with, okay, we're both officers, and so you're making more money than me because you're a man and I'm a woman. Not that you are, you're a beautiful woman, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
But equity and pay sometimes is access, giving these young girls access to STEM careers where they can make 6 figures a year, make the same amount as their husbands, if not more, and still be able to be happy with the work that they're doing. So some of that is like being able to close those gaps when it comes down to education, when it comes down to business, and being able to give women the same platform. I just have one more thing to say. I'm sorry. But my daughter, KJ, Kela Jr., I remember in January of this year, we were at this place playing, like a play center. And these little boys were playing with blocks. And she came over to play with them. And the one little boy who had to be 3 years old, he said, "You can't play with us. You're a girl." And for a minute there, I thought, great, like, what?
And what did she say?
And she was like, she wasn't even 2 yet. But she just kept playing with the blocks. And I just sat down there and I said, Kela, this is a teachable moment. Because I got upset when he said that. And I've always been this way my whole life. You can ask.
And that message coming from parents.
Parents, exactly. And I sat down with him. I sat right there and I said, listen, I said, Kela can play with whatever she wants to. I said, girls can do anything that boys can do, just like boys can do anything that girls can do. And he had to be no older than 3. And him and his brother, that was probably about 5, he just was looking at me weird, like, why are you saying this to me? I said, no, I said, listen, I said, you're going to have to get, and it sounds crazy probably, and I'm surprised his parents didn't come up. I said, but you're going to have to get used to this. I said, because when you go into the workplace, women are going to be right there side by side with you. And then he just was like, and she started playing with them. And so that might be a small moment, but that was serious.
So it will stay.
Yes.
with him.
It will.
With them, with that child.
And even more importantly, it's going to stay with my daughter.
And
to let her know when you see something that's not
Yes.
right, you stand up.
You speak out.
You have courage.
Courage.
Courage. You speak up.
Yes. Bravery to speak
Yes.
on your behalf.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, chin chin.
Ching ching.
Chin chin to Women on the Rise.
Women on the Rise.
Nice.
Join us. And we still have tickets
Yes. I will
Link it there?
link the
open.
ticket.
And thank you for reaching out,
Yes.
for doing this interview,
Thank you.
for being a professor
Thank
here in our beautiful state of
Beautiful
Washington.
state, and here we are behind us. It's
At the
a
Columbia
beautiful
Tower Center.
Columbia Tower.
Shout out if you want to become a member here.
Yes.
It's an excellent place. I'm a new member.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's excellent. But thank you, seriously, because this is what it's
Thank you,
all
Kela.
about right here.
Igniting each other's fires.
And investing into each other. You
Yes.
invested into us today.
Yes.
You got here at like 9:45 a.m.
Thank you.
It's almost noon and you're still here with
Yes.
us. You invested. You paid for parking.
Yes.
You came here. And that's what it's all about. Even if we don't like each other, as individuals, we have to invest into one another.
Yes.
And that's going to be my life work. I can guarantee you that until the day that I transition, that will be my life work. Even if I don't like you, it is my due diligence
Profession, you
to
still need
uplift
to
you as a woman.
see. It's all about uplifting each other's
Absolutely.
lives. That's
And at the
all
same
what it
time,
is.
though, sometimes you do have to know when to cut people off.
Say no.
You have to know when
To
to
some
say
people,
no.
you say no.
And you have to know
Yes.
how to
Absolutely.
protect yourself physically, spiritually, and emotionally.
Yes.
And sometimes you need distance from people.
You're a vessel.
Yeah.
You're a vessel that carries
do
that light, that light, that fire. So
Absolutely.
you have to be clear and precise and transparent within yourself so you can give more.
And that's something I can tell you, I can guarantee you that if you talked to me even a year ago, I tolerated people in my life just because I wanted to be accepted.
I understand.
But baby,
So no-
I'm going to be 35 years old next Friday.
35.
I am old enough to run for president of the United States of America. Not that I will. But I'm old
You
enough.
never know.
But I'm old enough to. And so for me, in my 30s, I just choose to live my truth. And sometimes that truth would not be attractive
Oh yeah.
to everybody else.
Oh yeah. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you for joining us. And we'll I'll put the link into the leadership gala.
And tickets they
Women on the
end
Rise.
Monday.
Yes.
Ticket sales end Monday.
Yes. Perfect. So we'll go off.
Bye.
Bye.